Good morning, welcome to Natasha Makes. I think you've probably heard where John's going. Bless him. We've had a bit of printer fun this morning, which has made us say, "You right there, John?"
Hello.
Hello. Everyone knows where you're going. It's all good. It's all good. See you in a minute. She's going to go and get changed. It's amazing how much time printer stress can take up, isn't it? John is here today. Do you want to see what we're doing? I'm going to give you a little sneakity peek. If my camera will work. There you go. Ooh, isn't it pretty? And he's EPP'd it for a little change of pace. The rest of the quote has generally been FPP'd, but today he is EPPing. For those of you that are wondering what on earth that means, foundation paper piecing is how he's done most of this quote, but for this, English paper piecing, so with pieces, paper pieces inside. So he's going to show us that in just a minute once he's got himself together. He's probably doing his makeup as we speak. Now, I hope you all had a lovely weekend. It was lovely to see a lot of you at Create and Craft. And these. I know John's going to come in and talk to you about these. I didn't realise that he'd got some from America because he couldn't source them over here. I managed to get hold of a bolt of each. These are going to officially be launched tomorrow, where you get to have a good look through. But check these out. So these are by V&Co. Don't want to mess up John's prep area here. They're by Moda. And they ombre beautifully all over the place. So what I need to know from you at home is how do you want them? I have got, as you can see, the full collection because I couldn't resist. And so would you like long quarters of the full collection? Would you like how would you like it? You tell us. You tell us. That's all we need to know. Should we say hello to everybody actually and find everybody? See where you are. I want to know what you would. Oh no, this is the. Oh, hang on. Oh no, maybe I can find us. Oh, here we go. Here we are. Morning, Diane. Morning, Pauline. Morning, Kim. She's good morning, fabulous people. Good morning to you too. Good morning, Joe. Morning, everyone. Very grey and wet here today. Perfect sewing day. Yeah, so it rained overnight. It's quite nice today. Morning, Claire. She's morning, Natasha, John, and team. Boys at football club. Well done, you. Well done, you. Oh, John. Do you know what? I was on the phone to Lisa this morning.
Morning, Lisa.
No, I don't know if she's watching yet because she
always watches.
Yeah, but she's actually doing a late show in Australia tonight, so she's giving us an hour's head start.
Fair enough.
I said, "You going head to
I
head
won't be finished by then.
with me and John?" I said, "What do you mean you're going head to head with me and John?" She's like, "Yeah." She said it's the only time that she could get her guest in.
Rude.
But anyway, we were having a little bet over what your shirt would be today.
Who won?
Me. Actually, because I said it would be fabulous and floral and flamboyant.
Oh.
Probably Andrew's.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this one's mine.
I got that bit wrong. Okay, all right, you'll see him in a minute.
Community of property. Can I just say, please,
Yeah.
please. I don't know if you saw my Amazon order, Andrew. Stop watching. But the wall of oh my god behind you, yum. Beyond yum. Like
it's a bit good.
hello, it's a little bit special.
It is a little bit special, isn't it?
Oh, I need to actually buy 5 meters of the white one.
Do you?
Is
Okay.
it live?
Consider it done. Well, you don't need to do that now, do you?
What?
Well, I mean, you can. Yeah, it should be live.
This is going to go. This stuff is, you can't get it anywhere. It's absolutely phenomenal.
It's
Sorry, boys and girls, I go off track, as you know.
Do you know what? I just don't know which is my favourite. I keep looking at these. I was thinking about
grey, the second, the
this
two,
one.
Those, no, the one above it as well. Oh.
Yeah, but look at it with the blues. Look at it with the
Have you seen the
turquoises.
purple? That
Yes,
dark purple,
I just
right?
flashed a bit of purple over
I
here.
know, but the thing is, people see it there beautifully, and you're not putting it on the table now to mess up my EPP.
I might have slid a little bit here.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You can do because my EPP, if it goes everywhere, you're going to put it back together.
Okay.
Natasha makes.com.
La, la, la,
Open
la.
your tab.
So, yeah, the question to everyone, John, was how did they want it? Did they want it in long quarters? Did they want it
By the half metre.
By the half metre. Well, if you buy 2 long quarters, that's a half metre. That's how we do it.
Metre, just by the half oh my God, it's all live. Don't tell Gemma.
Have you turned your mic on?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there we go. Morning, Susie. Oh, thank you. She's a beautiful top. Had it for years, this one. Years and years. Morning, Chris. Morning, Jeanette. Morning, Faye. Morning, Anne. Morning, Karen. Morning, Joe. Other Joe. Good morning, James. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Arlene. Good morning, Leslie. And good morning. Oh, now, James. I think you messaged me and said, do you mind if I watch? I know, not at all. Morning, Joy. She's good morning, Natasha and John and Avril. Good morning.
Morning.
And morning. Are you all switched on now?
I am,
Are you
apparently.
good to go? Lisa says, hello, just by the half metre, please.
No one would have thought I did this as a living once.
I mean, it's fine. It's all fine. Morning, Pam. Morning, Lizette and Myra. Not been well for the last 2 weeks. Still poorly. Oh, but just watched and cheered up. Good. Morning, Lorraine. Morning, Michelle. And morning, Joe wants fat quarters. Oof. Morning, Donna. Morning, Lizzie Krangle. She can't hear John. I think we've sorted that out.
We've sorted that now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lizzie.
Yeah. Morning, Rachel. I hope that Gary feels better. Morning, Debbie. Morning,
Was that
Christine.
Rachel Ilsley?
Yeah.
Isn't it awful, poor
I know.
man?
He's had a bit
gone
of a
through
to-do.
so much, bless him.
Christine says, good morning from Denmark. Good morning from Denmark. Morning, Shirley. Morning, Sue. Morning, Kathy. Morning, Jane. Morning, Sheila. Morning, Geraldine. She can't watch today. But nice of you to pop in. Morning, Carol. Well, yeah, James. So James messaged me. Lovely. Just join in. It's all good. Morning, Grace, and morning, Heather as well. So good morning to everybody. I think that's our good mornings for Facebook, and good morning to everybody on YouTube. YouTube. I was just explaining that you are EPPing rather than FPPing this morning.
We are indeed. And there are reasons.
Beautiful. So, yeah, before we get down to this, you know, tomorrow I'm making fabulous trousers.
Yes. Can I tell people what you messaged me?
What did I message you?
About your... It was the strangest message I've ever had from any human.
Oh.
I got this message from Natasha going, hello, I've got a hole in my gusset. No reference as to what it was about, nothing. And I'm like, oh, hello, Natasha.
No, you tried to FaceTime me. You tried to FaceTime me and I didn't pick up.
Yeah,
and I went, sorry, just dealing with a hole in my gusset. So...
Sorry, but that was what I was like, I'm not quite sure how to respond to that.
So my overlocker is packed, ready to move. And my DX is packed, ready to go. And I was working on this.
Yep, which
so
doesn't have a straight
doesn't
stitch,
have an overlocker. It's only got a straight stitch. So I pinking sheared everything. Wasn't watching what I did. I went straight through the guts. I was like,
now the story makes sense, but at the time I'm like,
now it makes more sense. You know how we're friends, but did you want to be that close a friend? Is that?
Oh no, I'm happy with that. That's not the
fine.
issue at all. It was just a bit like, how does one respond to that?
How I responded was to then cut out a little repair kit with some bond and repair.
Quite right.
You know, when you suddenly go, I've got stuff to fix this. Like, this does not need to
They
be
do it. They're so clever.
a burst into tears situation. This just needs to be a small patch from the wrong side.
Exactly.
And it's all fixed. You would never know. In fact, I'd forgotten I'd even done it. That's how not trauma
fussed about it.
ended up being. And it's either that or I redo them in a size that would be suitable for Captain Small. She does need like matching.
Oh, bless her.
She needs matching trousers.
Of course.
And tomorrow I'm going to make like a Colette pair.
Well, they are beautiful.
Because being a tall bird, when I wear heels, and anybody tall will understand that you just can't get long baggy trousers that are long enough. They don't sell them anywhere apart from Long Tall Sally. So even Next shortened their long length.
Oh.
Thanks, Next.
Nice.
Because I didn't shrink. But that's fine.
Well, now you can make your own.
Exactly. And that is the joy of it.
I'm going to just say, maybe you want to do it out of this ombre.
Was the next thing, right? So,
nice.
Yeah.
Have you seen all the patterns that come to this project?
No, I haven't looked
Don't
yet.
look. Do not.
Okay.
Honestly, do not Google metallic galaxy ombre patterns. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Oh, I just love them all.
They're great, aren't they?
Yeah, I should be listening to you, but I'm not. I'm looking at that blue
That's fine.
one over there.
You're going to come and do this and face that way,
No,
so
I'm
that you're
not.
not
I'm going to
looking.
go and fiddle with that blue one over there and show
Oh,
you the
are
black
you?
one. And yeah.
Steady on.
Because this is all. Your newsletter was very clear. It's available tomorrow, and I'm like, no, it's available now. No, John,
Yeah.
it'll be tomorrow. Don't tell Gemma. Gemma's on
Gemma's
holiday.
not here.
Gemma can't do anything.
Can't
She's
do
on
anything.
holiday.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and then it was like, what if we sell out? Oh well, oops, bye bye.
We will show you properly the fabrics tomorrow. Today, John's just going
I'll
to
just show you
ooh and ah over them.
two.
Yeah. You see, Elizabeth says that's why she makes her own. They're never long enough, says Auntie Hobbit. Now, and Geraldine says that she loves those pants from Jennifer's book. And guys, if you don't have Jennifer's book, it is on our website.
Oh, it's stunning.
You know, and if you buy through us, not only do you support us, but you also support Jennifer, which is even better. Win-win. Win-win-win-win-win. I've lost John again. He's gone. At some point he'll come back and do some of this. I don't know what else he's doing today. He's got another book. He's got a whole book to do. I say a whole book. So we're EPPing. Actually, where has John gone? Oh, there you are. Come on.
Here.
It's your turn.
Hello.
It's your turn, sir.
Oh, I've left my water.
Oh, I've got you a coffee.
I know. I'm trying to be good.
Oh, are you? Why?
We've never done this before. Look, it's Natasha. Hello.
Hello. Do you need me here? Because you said that you had...
Well, that whole block needs to be put together. And it's if by magic the little pieces that we were missing just arrived. Thank you.
Oh, amazing.
You can EPP that all together if you want. Because you're like, oh, I'll have nothing to do. And I'm like, well, you can put that block together there.
Right, I'll plug my thingy back in then and I won't go and sit over there. Loving the shirt, by the way, John.
Thank you. So you're making one of those. The only thing different is...
One of these?
Yep. The only thing different is when you make it, that bit's like that. And then you've got a yellow one, an orange one, a triangle, orange one, a yellow one, and a triangle.
And I've got to do that this show.
Well, there's two to do, so...
Crack on, love. Crack on. Have you got a needle? What if I don't mind? Because, you know, I've only got like 300 in the other room. Oh, I knew you'd have something somewhere.
It's not your product, though. But the needle, I think, is really good. It's the Clover Golden Eyes. I think you've got those. Whoops.
Oh, yeah, we've got golden eyes.
Oh, I tied a knot in that. That
you?
sounds very practical for me. There are them pinking
They
shears
are.
that
Then
destroy
they're
your
pinky
gusset.
I know, I know.
There you go, ma'am.
My pinked gusset.
And I know
Oh,
it's
that's
not...
a tiddly tiny one. Am I using this to sew
If you
it
want
with?
to, you can use whatever you like. I use that at the minute because my dear friend Nicola Bretherton, before she died, she gave me that spool of thread and said it's really good for EPP. And I've no clue what it is, but it is really good for EPP.
So you have no way to replace it either because you don't know what it
Nope.
is?
But
Okay.
look how much thread's on there.
Oh, you've got
I
meters
am
and meters and meters. You're
never
never gonna
going
run
to
out.
get through that. So, let me go through all of this while Natasha has been put hard to work. You are going to be making this block here. Now, when I made it first, I did it normal piecing. And I showed Sylvia, and she looked at me and she said, and I won't use the expletive that she used, she said,
Sylvia, an expletive?
if yours looks that, what do you think mine's going to look like? So that was the
Sylvia.
point where we said we're going to do this as EPP because it'll be so much easier. So the EPP section is all of that. And then we did the applique section over here where we just bond web those on or steamer seam those on. And it just worked brilliantly. Your pattern, quite simple. It's got your picture of what you're doing there, the colours that you're using, the plan of what you're doing it towards. And you can then match that accordingly. And then obviously at the back, I know I'm jumping around. At the back,
Jump around.
The back 6 pages or 7 pages, you've got one that's called applique templates. That is for the bits that are for the applique, which is the K, L, M, N, and O. So K, L, M, N, and O, but it's also got the main key to be able to cut all of your templates out. But for me, when I get a pattern like this, I always get irritated because I've then got to photocopy it multiple times. Look what I did. I copied it multiple times. So you just have a single page that you've got to cut out.
I mean, to be fair, you did interrupt all of my Ochandra orders. So,
And I don't think I ruined them, but I probably did.
if anyone doesn't get their crate and craft order,
it's my
soz about that.
fault,
It's John's
yes.
fault.
But you just
I let
look
him
at
near
it.
I let him near the photocopier.
But today I've had a really good morning. I've stuck the seam to itself.
Well done.
I
broke a milk bottle on the doorstep.
Did you break a milk bottle?
Yeah.
As long as it's not in the car, because the smell of milk.
Oh
in
no,
the
it was.
car.
It wasn't. It was an empty one, and might have
That's
said
all right.
a little expletive in front of a man I don't know who had just come out of the main office.
Oh.
He went, "Oh, your morning's not started well, has it?"
Did you say another expletive at that point?
Oh
What's that?
no! Oh, it's all right. Gemma's working from her car. I thought she'd just busted us.
Uh-oh. Well, it's all Natasha's fault. Wasn't me. All Natasha's fault. Now, one thing to show you is that I think it's important to show you. You'll see there's a picture here.
Of your hand?
And it is, but it's the piece that you're cutting out. What's important to note is if there's a little bit of white after your black line, when you put it together, your block's not going to be big enough. So when you cut these pieces out, you're wanting to go halfway between the dark line and the inside of your piece of paper. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense until you actually look at the pattern and start cutting them out, but it's really important that you get that right, because what will happen otherwise is your block will be 10 1/4 inches. Now, we are going to be kind to ourselves, and if your block is 10 1/4 inches, that's okay.
Is it, John? Is it?
Because in month 10, I'm going to show you how to fix it.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking, chicken. I'm whizzing along here.
See, I knew you'd be busy today.
I'm busy every day, John.
Oh, yes. I'm very excited about this afternoon.
So, yeah, do you want to tell everyone what we're doing this afternoon?
I'm very excited because, you know that there, Natasha over there, she's very easily coaxed into ideas that I have. And when
do you know what happens one day when I say no to you? What's going to happen then?
I'll
Will
phone
we still be
Gemma,
friends?
she'll say yes.
Okay.
You know Gemma's the real boss here, let's be fair. Some days.
Yeah.
So what we're doing this afternoon is, you know that their Tilda collection embroidery kit that you had?
Yeah.
Which someone phoned you and said, Natasha, do you think this will be a good idea? And you went, I love it. So
Yeah, and then I realised that I would have to buy in
4,000 bolts.
different bolts of fabric.
No, it was more than that. You bought in about 100 bolts, wasn't it? Or
Well,
80
I did in
bolts,
the end because I had to double up on everything because everyone went so crazy for it. But it did give me a small heart attack. Unscheduled buying? Come on.
So we then cut out our little pieces like that, and then they've got all the descriptions of what colours you're doing each piece. So on your template sheet at the back over here, you've got all of these, and it will tell you what colour you need to do that with. And what that'll mean is your piece A, which is like that, is going to be cream. You're doing 3 of those. So it just gives you the breakdown of what colour you're putting everything to be, and then we've got the normal step-by-step of how you build this all together and go from there, and it's got all the pictures to show you how to do it. And I have to say, I've never actually seen, and I don't know if you have, a pattern for EPP that looks like that for a block.
No, never.
So
And actually that's what Lisa was saying this morning as well.
it's so different, and I'm hoping people are going to like it, because on top of this, you may not want to do the whole block of the month process, and that's absolutely fine, because this is a standalone pattern on its own. You can then put whatever sashing you like on it. But the great thing is on top of my little excursion into this, that there Gemma had a wonderful idea and got this book in.
Oh yes, now this is
my
the
God.
sizzle quilt.
Now, before, I'm not even looking at the FPP because you knew I was going to fall head over heels in love with the FPP.
Yes.
And just look at the FPP. They are phenomenal and beautiful. And it's got a really good definition of how to do the FPP, really concise pictures. And look how complicated that is. It's extraordinary. But the bit I loved the most...
That's never anything I want to do when someone says, look how incredibly detailed and difficult that is.
But the thing is that she makes it sound really easy.
Have you tried
But
one?
well, I love FPP, so for me it'll be fine. But then when you look at that as a border...
Oh, that's rather lovely. What's that?
And what they've done is the border this is 60 inches long, so if you did do these flowers without sashing, you would do 6 of them. Or if you did do, say, a 2.5 inch sashing finished, you can get 5 of them along here. And just look how beautiful that looks as a border. And you can see it's got it in a different colorway over there. I just thought it was such a beautiful book with such gorgeous little options there. And then these are really cute and ornate as well. So I just thought it was such a clever, clever little book. And look at how detailed all these diamonds are over here. At the back going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 up to 7. And then you trim them off that size. I just think it's such a good idea. And then you've got all the templates at the back here for the borders.
Oh, it's big.
It's really good. But the
It's
good
really
thing is
big.
that you can take it up and you can take it down at the same time. So, yeah, I loved it. Oh, you're doing it that way. Oh, aren't you clever?
Am I not meant to?
No, it doesn't matter which way you do it. Because I pieced the 4 of them together first. I did these 2 together first. And like that to make a block. But you can do it however you like because it's EPP.
Well, that's beautiful. You just bend the paper.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's only because of the map of my sewing. I'd got to that point and then just needed to carry on sewing something on.
Quite right.
So I just kept going, and then I'll sew all the bits together in a minute.
Now, do you know what I love about you being up here? I was just able to take a nice leisurely sip of my coffee, not have to worry.
Ah, we don't worry about that stuff
exactly.
anyway.
So back to the pattern. Once
yes.
you've made your block like that, which is this bit without the applique, I then show you how to do the applique, which sections you're looking at, how you bond a web onto your piece of fabric. Then you trace out the bits over here, and then when you cut the bits out, you need to make sure that you're going on the inside of your traced line, because obviously where your outline is of your template, when you draw around that, then it's going to be a little bit too big. So just showing you how to do all of that, and then how I found it best to applique it onto to bond a web it onto the page, and then obviously the applique stitch that you want to use is your own. So it's a really concise pattern. And that there, Natasha, when she prints it on lovely, beautiful paper, which works very well for EPP. So you can definitely give that a go. Gosh, you're going great guns here.
You know, I was set a challenge.
I know.
It's like Challenge Annika, but without the lycra.
Almost, people would almost think you're one of those competitive like people that might have entered the Olympics and all that nonsense.
I didn't enter it. I trained for it, and then Then I had car crashes and stuff, and wrecked myself. Right.
But still more than I've ever done. I can barely get my fat ass out of bed. Am I allowed to say that on the show? I think
you just did.
It's a bit late now.
Fine. Yeah,
Gemma's not here, so it's fine.
Yeah. Right.
You see, what I love about this is using this piece of fabric, this gorgeous cave cactus flower.
Oh, hang on.
When you come to put...
Look at that.
So you see over here, those came from there. And then this section over here was what
nice.
Tash is doing here.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be quite nice to be able to do that. But if you're doing it, you want to have a hint of pink in it as well.
Hint of pink.
A hint of pink.
Do you know what I really like? You see, people don't tend to use large prints for EPP, but actually it's like you've got multiple
really
fabrics in one. And so I think it's really cost effective.
I do
because
too.
You've got, if you wanted just like your orangey yellowy backgroundy bit, you've got that.
Exactly.
If you want, like you say, you know, the florally petally bits, then you've got that.
But what I love as well is what you've got left over. So you'll end up with chunks. Now let me finish this and I'll show you what I mean. What you've got left over, I then put them in my little bag for FPP.
Perfect.
Because I do these tiny, teeny, toony flying geese, and that's perfect for the inside of a flying goose.
Nutter.
I know, a bit mad. Do we have a glue pen over there? Because I'm not as clever as all those lovely people out there who are able to use...
It's even got some glue on it.
Ha-ha!
I love glue pens, and we have just updated our stock of them. I think that's what Gemma was doing from the car.
I have to say that the glue pen...
It's changed my life.
I'm not quite sure I would do EPP without the glue pen.
Yeah. I don't know that I would, you know. Not now. I've been spoilt. And I do realise that. But it
just changes the way you do things. And I think anything, for me, I've got so little time. Anybody who thinks that when you work in this industry, you've got all the time in the world to make all these different projects that you wanted to. And you're like, yeah, that doesn't work like that.
No.
So for me, anything that's going to save me a little bit of time, well, it makes my life a lot easier. Oh, look at that.
It's crisp.
It's just
and it's
so
beautiful.
lovely. But it's just that gorgeous pop of colour there. I love it. So now we're going to do this bit over here.
Do Do you know, I'm not sure if this... Oh, no, we did keep this one back. That nearly went as a bolt end because there's not much left on that. Have you seen our bolt end sale?
Have I? I can't possibly answer that. My husband does occasionally watch this show.
Morning, Andrew.
He's in Las Vegas right now.
Oh, is he? He won't be watching.
Oh, he's asleep at the minute, thankfully. But the great thing is now you've got all that fabric left over. So if you wanted to then do one of these with that, oh, that would look lovely as well. You could do that. Oh, got a little tiny bit of glue there. And another one of those. They'd look gorgeous. It's just such a nice way of being able to use big prints on it. For me, it was Tula Pink who got me into using big prints and then fussy cutting them.
Oh, good old Tula.
She's amazing. I did a class with her in Dorking a couple of years ago.
In where, sorry?
Dorking, down at the quilt room.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
They brought her out for
a
week. No, they did. They paid her out.
Wheeled her out.
They did. They paid for her to come all the way.
Amazing.
And I got to meet her mum. She's amazing.
She's like a momager, isn't she?
She is definitely the momager. But what a perfect person to have as your manager.
What, your mum?
Well, in many other people's cases, not mine.
You see, my mum is absolutely lovely and I absolutely adore her. But
I was going to say, I know there's a butt coming there.
yeah, no. So
oh my God, look at that. It's got that little pop of orange. Oh, that's going to look so good. So we always go yellow, orange, yellow, orange. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, I love that. Oops.
no, the butt.
What would your mum be?
My mum is that she's too nice.
You'd want someone like me being your manager.
So, you know, if I'm, you know, when you're not very well, and like you'd still getting everything done because like the horses still need to be done, the dogs still need to be walked, children still need to be fed, all of that. So all of that still happens, and that's absolutely fine. And I'm managing until I see my mum, and then she'll go, "Oh, you don't look very well."
Just need to lie down.
I know, and I'll be like, "Oh no."
You're not wrong, Mum. You're not wrong.
And at that point, yeah, it all goes wrong because she gives me sympathy. If I don't get any sympathy, I'm absolutely fine and I'll just crack on.
That's interesting to know.
But the minute that I get any kind of sympathy
at all,
I just go to pieces.
It's like your kryptonite.
Yeah.
Love
Goodness sakes, don't give me any kind of sympathy because then I wallow in myself. So yeah, no sympathy.
So
here.
you basically need someone to go, come on,
come on.
up. Come on.
Yeah, that's why I've got Gemma. She won't let me wallow in anything.
Oh, Gemma's
wallowing
fabulous in
here.
everything.
Yeah.
Love her to bits.
She was doing one of her vintage caravan-y things this weekend.
I know. Gosh, it's going to be amazing.
She was born in the wrong era, wasn't she?
Do you know that I was looking at the Book of Faces?
Oh, yes.
Has the new news thing on it.
I don't really understand the new thing they've done.
Well, the news thing that they've got takes you to very random newspapers. And I somehow have the Kirkby Gazette or something on mine.
Of course you
Love
do.
it. Really nice, interesting information about Kirkby. I don't live in Kirkby, so I'm not quite sure why I'm on it, but there we go.
Kirkby?
But they did a thing of...
Where's Kirkby?
It's about an hour and a half from here.
Oh, okay, right.
North, I think.
Okay.
I'm really good at geography.
Yeah.
But they did this thing where this man had found a camper van on its side, rotting in a field, and he bought it for, and I'm not joking, 2 cases of beer, took it away, and then turned it into the most glorious piece of gorgeousness.
Amazing.
And I just thought, Gemma will do that. Gemma would definitely do that. I've
Yeah,
just
but she'd
realised
do it with
I've given you
fabric.
my needle.
Yeah.
Do we have a spare needle?
Yeah, in the where? Well, somewhere.
You know what will happen is SJ will now hear this, and she'll go and find something because she's good like that.
Look. There you go.
As
Oh,
if by
John,
magic.
have I done that a bit too loose?
Doesn't matter.
John, tell me, come on, honest opinion, because I know you always, do you want that a little bit tighter along there?
Well, yeah. Just look at that. That's just the blue. Doesn't that just look like extraordinary gorgeousness, beautifulness?
It's lovely and inky, isn't it?
Oh, it's so gorgeous. And that ombre is so beautiful.
But you've only got the fat quarters, so you don't get to enjoy the full
I
shebang.
might have 2 of them.
Oh, did you?
I might have. And
Did
then
they
I bought...
send it as one continuous length, though, John?
No, they didn't. They didn't.
that's what we
that
do.
was why I'm looking at the white, because one of the kits needs 4 meters of the white.
Mm-hmm. There's your needle there.
Because the other one that I definitely need to show you, and I'm going to ruin your colour coordination here. Who's that?
That's Jay.
Oh, I thought it was Gemma
bringing me
crawled in through the
needles.
wall and was coming to get me.
Thank you, love.
I will put it back, I promise. Look at this.
Oh, is that the one you like? You like a bit of purple, don't you?
But look at that purple.
I know. You're talking to the person that bought them all.
No, I know. But you don't want to show this on overhead. You really don't, because you'll sell out of it all. Just look at it.
I was threading my needle again.
Look at that. See, I'm not allowed to be doing this, so I'm just going to put this back on the shelf out of order, and hopefully no one will see.
You put it out of order? No. My colour OCD will be upset.
I'll move it after the show. It's going to take too much effort to do it now. Besides, I might want to bring it out and stroke it again later. This one I bought as binding. I'm supposed to be doing a demo. I'm doing really well.
Isn't that gorgeous, though?
Just dreadful.
Seriously, isn't that gorgeous? It just reminds me.
And those people at V&Co, they're terrible. Just dreadful. Awful.
I love all their stuff.
Awful.
Did you see the?
Do you think they're going to do these in a 108?
We had the V&Co 108s.
No, I know, but do you think they're going to do that one in the and the 108?
Oh, I don't know.
I hope so. Oh, there's another needle.
Well, I'm just threading your little one. There you go.
Do you prefer a bigger needle?
It was the one I was given, so
thank you, ma'am.
I'll use it because that's what they very kindly.
What do you sell
me.
here? Because I don't know what needles you've got.
We sell packs, so we've got various embroidery needles and packs and stuff. And then when we did the Lisa Chandler quilts, we put out size 10s.
Oh, the size 10s.
Size 10s.
Size 10s are bigger than the size 12s. I never remember with needles. Needles, if they go up there, they're tinier. You know who would know that they're Jane? She's very
she
clever.
She remembers this stuff.
Are you able to tell people about what's in your car? So, whenever I come here, the first time I came here, I parked right outside the front door, not knowing it was her parking space. And I didn't know...
So there are very, very few things that I'm particular about, right? But
I learnt this on that day, by the way. I was not informed of this beforehand.
I do, I pays the rent and everything else, and so I just want to be able to park my car in my parking space. And and then when we got the warehouse and then I split with my husband, the other thing that I was really particular about was just that I had my own bathroom here. That was just so that I had a space that was mine, that didn't contain like a 3-year-old.
There is not a single mother on the planet who hasn't had the moment where they're sitting on the toilet having had 4 years of child and a hand, I almost said paw, we came underneath the toilet.
It's going to be like a cat or a child.
The toilet, Mummy.
It's just nothing is sacred. So that was the other thing when we got the warehouse that I was like, and there's a single bathroom and that is mine. It's just mine.
I didn't know about the bathroom thing.
Yeah, no, it's mine. And that parking space is mine. Everything else is for sharing with everyone, but that's the only thing that I'm a little bit of a diva about.
So I arrived this morning and Jem is away. So I've got parking outside. I don't need to park it, literally down by the bottom of the hill.
Oh, it's like 4 steps away, right?
12. So I come up, Natasha's face is empty and the crafty me inside went, ha 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 ha. And then I realised that there is a giant truck outside. Do you want to tell people what it is?
It's a 7.5 ton lorry.
And where did you go in your 7.5 ton lorry this week?
I went to see a lovely friend of mine who had lots of beautiful, sparkly, beautiful things.
Oh no, I was talking about going to Crate and Craft.
I went to Crate and Craft in it as well. I rock up at Crate and Craft in this massive lorry.
No, it's enormous. It's a 7.5 ton truck.
Yeah. And
so I'm in her parking and she's in the parking on the end because her 7.5 ton truck doesn't fit on the side.
And the security guard, because I got there super early because it doesn't go that fast, so I had to leave extra time. So I'm there an hour earlier than I should be. So he comes out and it's like, who? Natasha? I'm like, hi Tony! And he's like,
do you want to know the biggest surprise
what is this?
About this country?
What?
So in South Africa, I didn't know this. When you do your driver's license in South Africa, you automatically get a motorcycle license.
Do you?
And a truck license.
Oh no, I automatically got the truck license.
Yeah,
I was one of the last.
I've got a 7.5 ton truck license.
Yeah, you can drive that too.
I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't let you either.
Can I just point out, I've done half a seam and Natasha's almost finished.
Yeah, but I haven't been stroking fabric because I stroked it every single one as I put it on the shelf.
They really are beautiful.
And then obviously had to audition which ones I think would make gorgeous trousers, although I do still have some Kaffe shot cotton. There are some bolt ends of Kaffe, just saying, if
That shot cotton is amazing.
it's beautiful.
though.
And I
Well, how do
probably
they make that? One colour's the warp
Yeah.
and another colour's the weft.
So this was the first fabric that Kaffe ended up designing. Were his shot cottons, but he did them in stripes, and that's how it first started. So he actually went out to India and chose the colours and everything else. So he went to this very, very small village in India with Brandon, and they arrive, and he hadn't realised that the colour is created by the warp being one colour and the weft being another. So you've kind of got to then envisage what colour that's going to create.
Oh, but he'd be perfect for that.
Well, exactly, right.
Well, he is
but
perfect for
the
that.
one thing that we all know, especially if you knit or anything like that, is what's the one thing you don't do under artificial light?
Oh, yeah. She's
Colour match. Yeah. So he arrives, and the colour, the man with the coloured wool is another 3-hour drive away.
That's very India, though.
I know, right? So they have to get in the car and they have to trek all the way. And by the time they get there, of course, it's dark. So he's having to pick all of these colours for these wovens under
In the dark.
artificial light.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
And then just hope for the best. But they were absolutely beautiful. And so this project with the wovens, that was the fabric that he took to the Houston quilt market.
Oh, wow.
And that was the very first time that he exhibited at the Houston quilt market.
With those
With
shot
those.
cottons that he'd never seen the real colour of.
And
How amazing. Of course he did.
yeah. And it was the first time he'd ever been there, so didn't realise what a huge thing it was that he'd just won. And then, so this place in India was then meant to carry on, get that work. So it was meant to support their village. And then sort of production stopped.
Oh, no.
And he couldn't understand why. And so they did a little bit of investigation. And what it was that they were weaving it and everything outdoors. And so whenever it rained,
Oh, God, of course they couldn't do
they had
anything.
to stop. But now the whole place has proper concrete floors rather than dirt
Perfect,
floors,
yeah.
and electricity.
But I think it's one of those things that a mill like that just needs that massive
it
contract,
just
that big
needed
investment.
that one, and that was Kaffe.
How amazing.
And that was what they did. And
Are they still there?
yeah, it's still made there, yeah,
Oh,
I think.
fabulous.
And but Brandon, bless him, when he came back into the village, he filled the car because he's seen there are lots of kids.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if you know Brandon, or if you've seen him on any of our shows.
He's so kind.
He's but
So
he's also
kind.
basically a child in a man's body, and I mean that in the most loving way. Because whenever my children are around him, and I took my children to Festival of Quilts.
Yes, I
had
saw
some
them.
filming with Kaffe last year at Festival of Quilts. We did Festival of Kaffe, and he took us round and gave us his take on all of the different quilts. And so Brandon basically babysat for me.
Oh, he's the perfect babysitter.
I don't know who had more fun, whether it was my kids, but of course they're screaming and shrieking with delight. I'm trying really hard to tell them off, but Brandon's laughing more than they are. So like that, as a parent, there was nothing I could do. So,
But also there's nothing you'd want to do, because that's what the whole childhood experience is meant to be.
I know, but sometimes
Glorious.
people are a bit serious, aren't they? So yeah. But no, so that was he's just so fabulous with them, so fabulous. What you
Can
know,
I just say,
both, yeah.
this is the main reason I did this block this way, because we're just sitting and hand sewing and chatting, and that's the whole point of it all. We haven't checked Facebook messages or YouTube messages once.
We probably should, shouldn't we?
We should give it a little go. But it's fine. Get to the end of your scene. Finish that block.
Well,
Then
look,
we'll look.
I've got to
I
there,
know, you've done brilliantly.
so I've just got to do that.
You've done brilliantly.
I'll have a little check, and then that'll give you time to catch up. And actually, I'll just show you.
I'm never going to catch up.
Never gonna catch up now. So this is it. So I've got to there, and it's paper, guys. Do not be afraid to then crease that, fold that along there, so that you then line that up, and that's where I'm going next, because that's where my thread is coming. I'm going to stitch up along there.
And even though I've made suggestions in the pattern, it does not matter what order you do this in.
Oh, have you? Did I?
No, it doesn't matter at all, because that's the whole point of EPP. You do it the way you want to do it. I've done suggestions, but it doesn't mean it's the right way to do it. Because I have to say, the way you chose there was so much easier.
Well, I don't know. It all works, doesn't it?
Exactly, it all goes together at the end of the day.
Cindy's watching, Dan's watching, Helen's watching, Joe watching, Paul's also, said Joe.
Morning.
For the under the door.
Yep.
I'll
never forget one of my best friends. She'd had 2 kids. They were about a year and a half apart. Amazing. I love them to pieces. And she and I are very close, so I have no problem phoning her when she's in the loo. And she literally phoned, she said, look at this. And she put her hand down and there was these fingers coming under the door. And I'm like, she's going to hurt herself? She's like, at the moment, I don't know. I'm like, what? Literally, it was a case of, it's been like this for 12 solid hours. I need 3 minutes of my own. And you never get 3 minutes on your own.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I have to say, all of you mothers definitely sold parenthood to me, which is why we have no kids.
So Emily's thing this morning was that she had a spot on her ear.
A what?
A spot on her ear. There's no spot on her ear. It couldn't wait. It couldn't wait for me to check it out.
Right.
It could not wait for me to finish in the bathroom. The drama. She bursts in, Mummy, I've got a spot.
Show me, darling.
I really couldn't wait a minute. Couldn't wait. No. But it's not just her, is it? It's then followed by the cat. And then Freddie, who's looking for the cat because he's found the cat's harness and wants to obviously at that moment train the cat to go in his harness so he can take him for walks. You know, and you're just like...
What time was this?
Just a minute. We just wanted a minute.
What time was this?
7:30 in the morning.
Oh, you see, no. I have to wake up because when I come to the show and I've got to be perky on the show, I've got to wake up at a good 5:15.
Yeah.
So that I can take 45 minutes to wake up enough to have coffee. And don't come near me. I am
Until
not...
caffeine has been
Exactly.
Really?
It's just not worth it. My poor husband, when we started dating...
So did you have like
He's
a
a morning
list
person.
of...
No, he's an absolute morning person.
Oh,
So
is
he's
he?
perky and everything. And the first morning he brought me coffee, I looked at him and just the look, I said to him, get out, you're going to die.
Oh, wow.
I'm terrible in the mornings. I'm absolutely awful.
Well,
That's why, God willing, I'll never get robbed. Because if they've woken me up, they're dead. Now, I've done 2 seams. Natasha's finished the whole quilt block.
Just have a big dog. That's all you need.
Oh, yeah.
Because whenever
I
you
would
know,
get a puppy in a heartbeat.
whenever there would be people like come down our drive, whatever, it would always be me that would go out. You know.
I was just checking what that was. I got a mug for my Christmas present. It says crafty at the bottom.
Wow.
It's beautiful. You would never think there was a swear word on a coffee cup. But I've got to be very careful when I use it.
Yeah, we've got a few like that we can't bring to bear. Including Gemma's boob mug, because she is the... And,
I'm so glad you know Gemma. She is such a special human.
Oh, no, of course.
Well, you all are.
That's why she has to be in the...
in the bubble.
Yeah. God, yeah, we haven't said bubbles for ages, have we?
I know.
That was such a COVID thing.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Tribe, I was going with. But yeah. What are we doing now, John?
We just keep sewing until it's all put together. But you do get to that point where you're bored.
What of us?
No, of stitching.
How very rude.
Rude.
I don't know. The number's dropping off.
Have you
Is
done
everyone
that?
bored yet?
Oh yeah, I've just.
Is that what it is?
I just assume whenever I come on, you've only got about 12 people watching, and they're all my peeps. Is Tracy Arnott there?
I don't know. Let me have a look.
So
I don't
Tracy
know.
Arnott lives in Canada, and she tries to watch every single show that I do. So when I was on that there Sewing Street every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. In Canada, that was 3 o'clock in the morning. She would be up watching my 4 or 5 hour show.
Beautiful.
And she's meant to be watching this morning, but I've told her to have a lie in,
Right.
so that she actually can then just, rest. And she's like, no, I'm going to miss something.
Okay, fair enough. Carol says, where are you both going this afternoon? We're going here.
We're going here
staying
because
here,
we're doing filming.
But we're filming. We're filming stuff for you. So just you worry. Yeah, Claire says, your Emily sounds like Adam. Mummy, mummy, mummy. Yes, 3 + 2 is 5. That's great.
Can I ask you a question as a mother?
Yeah.
When you've gone out having had kids and someone's asked you your name, have you accidentally ever said mummy?
No.
Okay.
No.
2 of my friends have.
Really?
Because they're so tired. What's your name, mummy?
No, you see, Elizabeth Crangle says that she heard that Winston Churchill's man frequently interrupted him on the loo when the MPs arrived. In the end, he came out with, I can only deal with one at a time.
Quite right. Quite right.
I wish I'd
Can
known
I
him.
just say, I'm so tired of politics at the moment.
Oh, are you?
Oh, my goodness. And I never thought I would say this out loud, but Jeremy Clarkson has a point. And he's like, they're all achingly dull. There's not one person to get enthusiastic about.
My dad wanted to set up a political party. We don't normally discuss politics on
Is it
Touch
too
Next, do we?
late?
I don't know. And he was going to call it the Grey Hair Group because he said it was just going to be made up of people with actual life experiences that had done actual jobs in the actual real world.
Pretty sure that shouldn't be the party motto for anybody. But I think it would, yeah.
You
There's
know.
merit to it.
So, you know, that if, like, the head of, you know, the person that dealt with the world's, the country's finances had actually worked.
Was an accountant.
Yeah. Had actually been in that industry. You know, I mean, it's a crazy idea, isn't it?
It's
It's a
nonsense.
crazy idea.
Imagine a school teacher being the Secretary of Education.
I know, right? Who actually
Imagine.
understood the stresses that teachers go under. It would be phenomenal. So, yeah, that was his idea.
Well, there's definitely merit in it.
Yeah. I think he'd be head of finance, having been, you know, part of the Institute of Directors and stuff like that. I think that he probably would.
I can't believe how quick you are.
Well, you know,
It's wonderful.
don't mess around. Got stuff to do, John.
I'm so looking forward to that Tilda quilt this afternoon.
So for those of you that have bought the Tilda Quilt kit, we are going to pre-record your shows for you because they're not going to go out at normal hours, are they?
Nope.
They're going to go out at a special slot.
We haven't decided what that slot is.
When we do, we will obviously let everybody know. I think
I think we
you've
decided
started
with
it anyway.
5 or 6 of them.
They were being broken down. It's in an email. Gemma
It
wrote
is.
it in an email.
No, I've got it on my
for us.
WhatsApp.
Oh, there
But I
we
can't
go.
remember if it's 5 or 6 of them. I think it's 5.
I don't know. I've slept since then. A couple of times.
You lucky fish.
Almost.
I'm quite jealous.
Are you? So when we've done this, have we got to EPP all of this?
Yep.
We're going to be here forever.
But it's nice forever.
Are you doing anything from the book?
Yep.
How are you?
Right, we'll do this bit. Once you finish that bit, I won't be
do you
anywhere
want
near
me?
as far.
Do you want me to keep stitching then, and you do the
Oh,
other
that's a good
book bit?
idea. That's a good idea. I'll get to the end of this bit. Because this sizzle quilt book is so special, especially with these borders.
Do you know what, John? I haven't ever said that my name is Mummy, but I did
Uh-oh.
find after having had children, standing on train platforms and stuff.
When someone screams mummy, do you look?
No, but just rocking because you're so used to having a child in your arms and just rocking. I'm just looking like a mad, crazy person.
Hardly!
Just rocking
Hardly.
on the station. Because that's kind of normal. And also now slightly comforting for myself. So if you ever see me just gently rocking,
She's thinking of her children.
I
love it.
It's all good.
So I've gotten a little bit ahead of myself because, well, for a change, and then I destroyed Tasha's mat and the steamer seam and everything.
I love sharing with John. Love sharing with John.
She comes back, it's all destroyed. So all I've done is
Can I just ask though, what do you like in the kitchen?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you destroy this in an area that is your expertise.
Every pot is there to be used.
Wow.
But I'm very, very good at not clearing up. I'm very good at pointing. Now,
Can Andrew get a knighthood just for being married to you?
Oh God, he's so amazing. I don't know how. Honestly, every single day he keeps coming home. I'm shocked. I'm like, what? You could do so much better. And he's like, no, I couldn't. I'm like, well, you answered that correctly, didn't you? But we
It's
know
the
he
correct
could.
answer.
But now, what I
However-
love about these, so look how gorgeous that is.
Oh, do you want an overhead? Here we go.
That'll be an overhead. Be good. And these are paper because it's got paper written on
I
it,
know.
doesn't it?
Yes.
So I'm just roughly chopping these out because.
So what are you actually doing, John? Tell everyone
So
what
what
you're
we've
doing.
done is I don't like having little bits of steamer seam. I like covering my whole piece of plastic.
Okay.
But I also make sure that I've got fabric on the end because otherwise you end up with glue on your cutting mat and you don't want glue on your cutting mat. So what I'm doing now is on page 71 in the book, you've got the templates for all the curly, swirly, whirly, whirly yumminess.
Beautiful.
And one goes one way, one goes the other way. And I'll show you a quick trick for that if you don't want to cut them both out and you like doing less work like I do. Bum, bum, bum. And this is just a rough outline.
You know you can print onto the back of the steamer seam. We didn't think of that, did we?
Well, I think I broke the printer enough today.
I mean, there's that too.
There's that to it as well. I really hope I haven't cancelled any of your orders. I personally will sit with SJ and go through and check they've all printed. Because I used to use that system as well, so I kind of know what I've got to do. It was a very long time ago and it was only the once. So, as you can see, that's number 5. And if you just do that, you've got number 5. So if you don't want to cut 2 pieces, number 4 is number 5 backwards.
Nice.
So what you can do with this is you then trace...
hang on, that's great, because then it doesn't matter if you are that person that can't work out which way round it needs to go.
Exactly. But just remember, if you're going to do one this way, you have to flip it the other way and get it that way. But what I love about this is, let's say you want to put that in the middle of your bauble bit over there. You can see you can do that there very easily.
Fussy cutting.
Fussy cutting.
Amazing.
And do that, and then you just flip it round and put it over here, and you've got it there. But you might want to put it... Oh, that will be quite nice. So that's kind of what you're doing with this. So that's how the template is. So I want that nozzly bit over there. So I then put this over here. I do need to cut this neatly, don't I?
I mean, yes. But again, like with your EPP, cut it on the
black line.
In the middle of the black line, yeah.
But do you know what I've loved about prepping for the show? It has been a mental couple of weeks, because obviously having had COVID, getting back into work and getting into the swing of things.
The swimming pool.
Oh my goodness, it has been exhausting. Nobody tells you how bad long COVID or whatever after COVID is. It's ridiculous. And of course I'm a man, so it's my only truly male feature is being sick. I'm very good
what you
at
excel
that.
at?
I'm very good at being ill and moaning. Ask anyone. Well, you know how good I am at moaning.
Well, you know, once again,
Careful.
Andrew is up there for medals.
Oh, he's amazing.
So did he look, okay, honestly, did he look after you better than...
Oh, he was amazing.
You looked after him?
Yeah.
Because you just shut him in a room for 10 days.
I delivered food every 3 hours.
Amazing. Did you cook the food?
And I did.
Did you?
I made fresh soup from the scratch.
Crikey.
And I even then allowed him in the garden to go and eat it, to have some outdoor space.
Amazing.
I didn't get offered any outdoor space, but to be fair, I was feeling so gross, I didn't want to get out.
Do you have it quite bad? And mind you, everything goes to your chest, doesn't it?
It didn't hit my chest.
Didn't it?
It hit my stomach.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, I don't want to bore you with the details, but yeah.
No,
and I didn't lose a single bloody pound, which was
really?
very annoying. I know. I was so hopeful. I was so hopeful.
Oh, come on. How can you be that ill and not manage that?
I know.
It's the only plus side, surely. Oh.
I'd hoped I'd lose 2 stone or something. Only another 12 to go.
Oh, John.
Right. That's better. So, what you have here, so we're going to do that one over there. Now, what I'm doing is because...
People need to see. There you go.
So, because I want that bit in my little knobby bit over there, I'm going to have to put this backwards over here. So if I do it like that, I did have a pencil. Was I sensible and put it back? There we go. May I have that one, please, ma'am? And all you're doing now, so the steamer seam is already attached to the back of the fabric. And all I'm doing now is tracing around this.
So, John, I've noticed this morning that you keep calling us all ma'am.
Oh, I go through phases.
Is this... But I know that if with the South African, if they call you my friend...
You're in deep trouble, one.
So
no, ma'am is nice.
So ma'am is better, right? Okay.
But I think what it is because I booked my trip to South Africa.
Oh, have you?
I am very excited.
Whereabouts are you going?
I am going to Johannesburg for a week to see all of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then Andrew is coming. Yay! And then we've booked to go to a very, 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 very lovely game reserve, which we went to before.
Whereabouts?
In a little village called Hoedspruit.
So is this? It's still South Africa.
Yep.
Okay.
All of it's in South Africa, and then
Okay.
we're going to. Andrew's then coming home, and the night he flies home, I go to Cape Town for the South African Quilt Festival.
Whoa!
I know,
What?
I know,
Hang
I
on.
know.
So this is basically on business expenses.
No, it won't be. Oh God, I can't spend that much on business expenses. I'd have to make a profit to be able to claim it on expenses. It's just a case of going
Hang on, South African Quilt Festival.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
When is that exactly?
4th to the 12th, I think.
Of-
4th to the 9th of October. So I am
it sold out?
really... No. You can come. Oh, come.
That is right. South Africa is one of my favourite places
Oh,
in the
especially,
entire
and
world.
it's in Stellenbosch.
Hello, wine farms. Here we come.
No. My first day of arriving, meet the teachers, go out for an evening meal to meet everybody. Second day, 9 a.m.
Are you actually working there?
No, I'm not working. 9 a.m.
Sorry.
9 a.m.
Sorry to...
You get up and you go to... Wait for it. Wine tasting paired with quilts.
I mean, it's the dream.
For, I think it was 16 quid.
So, when I went to Stellenbosch, I had crates of wine shipped home
Yep.
because it worked out being like £2.50 a bottle, and it
Yep.
was the most
Oh, it's
delicious
delicious.
wine
It's
I had
delicious.
ever tasted in my entire life. I had no idea if it would ever actually reach me, but it did, amazingly. I was just gorgeous.
Oh, Stellenbosch is one of the most beautiful places on
Well,
earth.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Just incredible, and that was when I fell in love with Africa.
And you know my favourite thing of all?
What?
Stupid things like, I don't have a sewing machine in South Africa, so what do? How can I do a class?
Buy one.
I emailed the lady, Wilma.
Lady Wilma?
She's my favourite human in South Africa at the moment. Emailed Wilma to ask her a question, and she says, oh my God, I've watched all your videos, I know all about it. I'm like, why? You've got so much else to do. And you're like, she's amazing. And she answered all the questions and everything within like 10, 15 minutes.
Amazing.
She was amazing. So I'm so looking forward to going and meeting her and meeting all my other fellow South Africans. So I think the whole ma'am thing is now because I'm preparing to go to South Africa.
I quite like it.
I'm very excited. And Andrew's very excited as well because we haven't had a holiday in so long.
Well, yeah, the older...
No, because about a year before, we didn't really have a holiday for about a year before then either. So there you go. All I've done is I've traced out that. But if you wanted to now do the other sideboardery bits as well.
I feel like we're neglecting people. Let's see if... good morning, everyone, says Philippa. Philippa has bought a DX. She bought a new machine anyway, so we're just getting her up and running with that at the moment. She had all these clothes and stuff all laid out, ready to go. Oh, there we go. Claire says, is it in Finland that has ministers in positions where they have actual experience? I mean, that just makes sense to me. Pam said that she'd vote for my dad's party. She'd vote for the Grey Party. My dad looks like Captain Birdseye, doesn't he? Looks like a skinny Captain Birdseye.
Your dad looks awesome.
He is awesome. He's very awesome. He's probably on a roof at the moment, re-roofing stuff.
How old is your dad?
My dad is...
The answer to this question explains everything you need to know about her dad.
70... How old am I? He's 74, maybe?
And he's on a roof fixing it right now.
Oh no, re-roofing the whole thing, not fixing it. He said he could fix it, but then the rest of it would go at some point. So it was just easier to rip everything off and then just start again.
Quite right.
And then I asked him if he was going to get some help with someone to, because this is for my mum's...
Did he then turn around and say, your mum will pass it up?
No, he got Freddie to do that. And then I asked if he wanted to get some help in to do the fencing, because this is all in readiness for my mum's donkeys returning home to them. Because I've had them for the last 5 years. And so he's like, no. I said, but Dad, it's quite hard work, fencing. And he's like, no. They'd want tea breaks. I'd have to explain. My dad just only drinks water. They'd want tea breaks. I'd have to explain what I wanted to doing. Then they'd do it wrong. Then I'd have to redo it. It's just easier to do it myself. And
to be fair, he's not wrong.
Righto then.
He's not wrong.
No help there. So yeah. But instead, actually, what I got from my mum yesterday was a photo of a whole load of rubble and hardcore on their patio, with the caption, homemade hardcore.
Oh
Because, you know, you'd put that where the mud would be, right? So, Mum,
I love the way she explains as if I'd know what that meant. I'm going to go,
So,
quite right.
yeah, well, you put it, so where the mud comes up, you put your hardcore
You're forgetting
in.
who you're talking to.
Oh, you had horses, you know.
Yes, I know. No, but it's not that. It's like, point.
Okay.
I don't need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. But the point was,
Ooh.
where did it come from? John, where did this hardcore magically
He was saving
arrive
it for a magic day.
No, he's knocked out an entire fireplace.
Of course he has.
So he got bored after lunch, and so
Knocked out a fireplace.
Knocked
Of
out a
course he did.
fireplace. I was like, okay then, all right then, good-o. He's obviously done the roof then. I don't know where I get it from either.
No, not at all.
None of us,
No,
none
not
of us
at all.
understand.
Now, what I love is, while you've been doing that,
Mm.
all I've done is trace out the 6 little pieces that we need to make this.
Sorry, John, I'll just crack on.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good. I'm happy. You're happy. This can be a 2-person quilt.
And what is stitching with friends?
Exactly.
Like a knitter-natter but stitching.
So all I've done is trace out those 6 pieces on here, but what is so fabulous, I can use these for that, is the different effect the different fabrics would have on it, because that their amazing Lisa Chandler might or might not have some amazing fabrics as well. You can be the deciding factor of that. We know she does.
Sorry, what?
So it just seeing how different these look on different fabrics
Oh, yeah,
is
gorgeous.
incredibly inspiring, and that's why I know I'm only focusing on one tiny bit of this book,
But it was the bit that inspired
but
you.
it's the bit that actually works really well on this kit. And there's so much else in the book. The FPP patterns in there are glorious. They look, they're not for a beginner. I'm not going to lie, they're not for a beginner. But the great thing is that it's so small, and you can then give it a go and practice and see if you like it. And if you don't, you've got beautiful borders that you can still use the book for.
Now, Philippa is going on to make bears after making all of her clothes.
Ooh.
And then Geraldine says, oh, the joys of being a parent. Nothing is out of bounds. When mine were little, they would barge in everywhere. So always be prepared for that. Yeah, so the other thing that they do, John, that no one prepares you for, is Gloucester services. My favourite services, when I'm on the M5, just saying, why can't they all be like that? Looks like a Teletubby mound.
I've been there. Isn't that the one with the gorgeous farm store in it?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, kids play
100%
area,
agree.
beautiful place that you can walk your dogs.
And they sell
like,
biltong.
all the stuff.
They
Yeah, they do.
They've got a South African
really
shop
nice.
thing
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So that is always, I mean, it's only an hour into my journey down to Cornwall. I always feel that we need a stop at that point. So we always stop and, you know, stock up on a few bits and bobs.
It's rude not to.
Oh, right, exactly. But they have family toilets.
Perfect.
So there's a mummy-sized one and a little baby toilet.
Aww.
So this is much excitement in our household until Emily's finished. And the doors open out. And someone was also saying that this has happened to them the other day.
Oh, that's festive.
And so my tip for anyone is...
I really did not think you said the word tip there. I apologise.
My tip for any parent using Gloucester services is don't go in the first family bathroom. Because when they do that, it opens up onto the concourse. And this was the tip I had to then give this
to
poor,
every human being
this poor
who
mother
potentially...
who had this happen to them.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So everyone coming into Gloucester services basically could see her in her splendour, whilst screaming at her child to shut the door. I haven't finished it.
So
shut the door.
Funny.
And Emily does exactly the same thing. I think every child does. Well, they're done.
Well, I think
Fine.
we should contact the service station place, and they should actually have the handle higher up.
Yeah, but I don't know if they double as disabled as well.
Of course.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Fair enough.
But just making it harder would be great. And
maybe a pressure sensor on the main toilet versus the door. If you're sitting on the loo, you can't do it.
would be great. But any parent would have had this thing where
You do
you know,
sell childhood to, parenthood to me.
well, I mean, yeah, get a dog.
It was very funny. I phoned some of our friends adopted the most beautiful little boy. We love him to bits. But we phoned them one morning at about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing? Should we go for brunch?" And they're like, "We have children. We've been up for about 8 hours, and no, we can't do brunch. That's very nice of you. It's for the people who don't have children."
I think you can manage it once they get a little bit older and they sleep a bit more. Do you know Freddie's most excitement about our move is that he'll be a 2-minute walk from school. So he's told me that's great. He can just lie in bed longer.
Perfect.
I'm like, how are you a teenager at 8?
Oh, he's awesome.
How is that a thing? But I think.
How do the rugs work out, by the way?
We've told you the rug story, right? John has a lovely housewarming/birthday party. You kept the birthday bit very quiet, by the way.
Yeah. You get to a certain age where you stop celebrating getting old. You're just pleased that you've made it another day.
And upstairs in John's landing is the most incredible quilt. It's like rabbit fur.
It's gorgeous,
but it's not. Like, it's not. Before anyone gets upset, it's not. But it feels like it. But it also is one of those.
It's a sketch, really.
Yeah, because you can stick your finger in and you can make all sorts of different patterns and spells.
Yep.
So this is basically what it was. Exactly that. The kids were using it as an Etch-a-Sketch and then just wiping it clean
and starting again.
So
about 5 kids up there at one point.
I know. But the funny thing is that the following week we were at another party. It makes it sound like I have like the best social life ever. And Emily said to Vicky, whose party it was, you know, where's the magic, right? Like, where's the magic? Like, everyone should have one. Like, it's not a party without one of these. So no, that wasn't actually the entertainment. That's just John's home. Like, that's not. But no, she was like, well, where is it? Where is it? So yeah, we had to explain to Vicky that it was okay. You
just told her home was subpar.
Well, yeah. So then I had to go and find one. I thought I'd surprise the kids with one for them. I didn't get the size you've got. Yours is huge. But Freddie did see it when I painted all the walls and then I put the rug on the floor.
Oh.
Haven't got the furniture built yet.
That's
and
right.
he just sort of dive bombed on it and sort of rolled around on it a bit. So I think that means he's happy. Do you want to see what I've done? I know that you've done stuff.
Oh my God, that's amazing!
Well, it's your pattern, love. There we go.
I love it.
I quite like the look of that, actually, just as a border of something.
But you see,
else.
exactly, and that's what I loved about this. The more I did it, the more I fell in love with the pieces. It was gorgeous. And then look at this. As your... Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at these as your pieces for your separate section.
Oh, gorgeous.
So you can see what I mean. It's just such a pretty little design.
And that could be...
And with the block, it works perfectly.
Off the screen.
And you can do it with anything that you like, any different colours that you like. I don't know if people are bored, but we could do that. I can show them the Lisa Chandler. Because with this...
Oh, how different is it going to look with that?
How gorgeous would it look with those? And then putting some of the
green in
that. But then you
see, I would be taking those leaves, having maybe a flowery bit for that middle bit, and then having something like the fans for that, and picking out those. Yeah. Oh.
You see, I thought doing something like that, going up, and then doing something like that, going that way, being able to, you know, but there's so much to choose
that out
from.
The fans, and then I'd get that.
There you go.
Take them.
I love you being here.
I'm still stitching this. What do you want me to do first?
Okay, ask for an opinion. See what they want to do.
What? Ask the audience.
Ask the audience. They're involved.
Oh, Claire said that she held a very realistic baby doll and started rocking it. It was just a doll.
Start again?
You know, we're talking about rocking.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm with you now. Sorry, I was like...
Yeah.
Hi,
Leslie says she still does it now, even as a nanny.
Can
She
I
says,
just
I just
say-
have to see someone else holding a baby and she rocks.
Last time I was in New York, I was walking down there, and I love New York, because you can just walk and nobody talks to you, and it's just glorious, and it's wonderful. I love
it.
New
Nobody
York.
talks to me.
It's wonderful.
I'm ignored everywhere.
Exactly, and I love that. But then walking down, and I was down, I think it was 73rd Street, and I'd just gone to my favourite pizzeria, got myself a little slice, and I was walking down the road, and there was this woman walking down the road, and she had a pram, and you know when you look at a babe and you're thinking, that's not well. Something's wrong with that baby. And there were 3 other babies in the little chair, and she was walking with one in her hand, and all of them were dolls. I have no judgment on it. It was unexpected. and it was the most New York thing I saw that day.
Wow. I thought you were going to say they were dogs.
No,
In my head, that's what you were
dolls,
saying.
You know the baby dolls. And there's a
Wow.
woman on TikTok who does a live feed every single day with her dolls. All of them are named,
Wow.
and there are about 300 of them behind her.
Wow.
And she sits in the middle and has a full conversation every single day and bonds with a baby doll every day.
She's never alone. That's very sweet. Alison said that she loves your visits
Hello.
because you make sure that his presence is felt and remembered.
I agree with that.
Vicky wants to know, what is the name of the fabrics on the stands? Come on, John, you haven't gushed over them for at least 5 minutes.
It is the V&Co Metallic Galaxy Ombre. You don't like them. You won't want them. Don't do it. You won't regret it. No, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Morning, Jess.
Now you may
Nikki
be
says, I
concerned,
found
what should I do
myself
with these?
rocking the shopping trolley to sleep. No small child with
Oh,
me.
that's a good idea. I like
Yeah,
that.
you see, my children would never, ever sleep in prams. I have so many prams. Never sleep in them. Ever. Both of my children were carried children. See, African children don't cry. Do you know that?
They don't because they're always
Because
on the
they're
back.
always
Yeah. And it's
And
also...
mine were always held, so they never cried.
Exactly. And the thing is it's a case of that warmth and it's yeah. I can't wait to go home.
Oh, hang on. Elizabeth says Dover sole and pancakes is what they get off me when people are ill. It's not a miracle cure, but it's the only food that she can slide under the bedroom door.
Fair enough.
I mean, a pancake is quite flat, right? That's
Yep.
going to work.
I'm hoping it's on a plate.
Oh, Claire says that she had chickenpox at 21.
That's
Ooh,
quite
never-
dangerous.
yeah. Didn't eat for a week. She dropped 5 kilos.
One of my friends got monkeypox.
Really? I thought that wasn't like a real thing.
No.
I thought it was
well,
just being made
just-
up. Lisa would like to know what's happening with your Melba, with her Melba. He did it.
We're just showing everybody how beautiful your Melba is, even when we cut it into tiny, small pieces. Oh!
This happens.
Oh, it's a little bit lovely there.
Oh, yes,
It's just
that
a little
is,
bit
isn't it?
lovely. And I'm
Look at
kind of
that.
thinking, do you think we should do it there? Or should we do... No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
There we go. No, they're perfect soiled.
it wasn't in it.
Now I'm cheating now. You can notice I'm not drawing it on. I'm just freehanding it over here. That's another way of doing it. Is this the new... This isn't the new colourway, is it?
Yes?
It is the new colourway.
Yeah, I've hardly got any left.
We need to talk to that there Lisa to get more in. Has she finished her show now?
No, I think she's just about to go off and do it. She was just dipping in to say hello.
Oh.
Yeah, Philippa said that her dad always had a toolbox in his boot just in case someone needed a job doing while he was there. He can come around my house. There are
Do you know
lots of
my
jobs that
great
need doing.
aunt? No, she
Can you
died.
do that on a little bit so that we can
Of
actually
course.
see it? Thank you,
Sorry.
darling.
My great aunt. No, she passed away when she was in her late 90s. She had a list, and every time something broke in her house, she would have this list, and it didn't matter who you were. The minute you came in the house, she would give you the list and ask you what chore you could do on it.
Amazing.
I know. I think she's genius.
My friend Emma Claire brought her lovely new boyfriend to meet me.
Oh.
His name's Chippy. I don't know what his real name is.
Chippy's fine.
Chippy, well, because he's like a,
Yep.
you know. So he fixed my rail up
He doesn't
there
do
for
bathrooms,
me.
does he?
Yes. But he is about to have another baby. Well, not him, obviously.
Oh, no, he is. I don't think it's right. Men have babies too.
Yeah, but not in quite the same way.
I was so touched. My gardener came in this weekend. First time I've had this particular gardener. He came in and his girlfriend had texted that she was pregnant. And I've never seen a man almost in tears so happy in his life. He was so... I was emotional for him.
Well, that's how she told him.
I sent a picture of the test. I was so touched for them all. And he was like, we weren't even trying that hard. We were hopeful, but we didn't. It's just, I love that. I think that's so special.
Do you know how I found out I was pregnant with Freddie?
I dread to think. How?
Why not tell you now?
You have to. I'm sorry. Well, I'm kind of... You would have either had a test or you'd have gone to the doctor and known.
Well, no, we'd gone to Stephen's Uncle Fred's funeral.
Awkward.
Yeah. We were on the way back and I really was very, very unwell.
Oh, no.
Really, stomach cramps like you would not believe, and I just didn't know what was wrong. And I don't know, Stephen just there's no way you could be pregnant, is there? It's like, no. Anyway, so on the way back down from said funeral, en route to the hospital, is Bodmin Asda. So I found out I was pregnant with Freddie in the, I'd like to say, award-winning lose at Bodmin Asda.
Which didn't open when your child pressed the door.
No, I could take all the time I liked.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So yeah, and then was carted off to hospital pretty pronto because they thought he was ectopic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad he
But
wasn't.
he wasn't. Clearly wasn't. No. Oh, Susan, yes. She says, I used to work in sales for an international aggregate company. We used to sell hardcore products.
Oh, hello.
Exactly, right? Not good when you're Googling this to describe to customers what it is. Beautiful. Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
I wouldn't
beautiful
Google
thing.
that if I were you.
Yeah.
There are many things not to Google.
No.
And
So-
definitely a few things not to ask Alexa when you're on the show. I think this green is definitely going to work. And that Jan
of
Hill,
course
she's
it
the best one for it. Wasn't she the one who gave us the song? Do not say it. Gemma will murder
it's
us.
generally low.
Low.
That gives
it's always
us all
that
that
there
stuff.
low.
I don't know where low
Look
is
how
this
beautiful.
morning.
I have to say, that
She's
looks
away, isn't
amazing.
she? It does look beautiful. Should I
That
just,
looks
yeah.
amazing, which is the centre of that flower.
Gorgeous.
But I'm actually looking at that and I'm thinking that would have looked better.
I mean, it's all good.
We're just going to imagine it's got steamer seam on it. Bear with caller. I'm on a mission now.
Yes. Elizabeth Crangle. Should there are a few men that have got dolls?
Indeed.
I mean,
I didn't see those in a pram in New York City, though.
no, they're not out as much.
You're not a Netflix watcher, are you?
I love a bit of Netflix. You know, it's the only
Did
thing.
you see the new show?
No. What new show?
I'm not saying it.
Okay.
You can Google it.
Oh no. Sue's dad always carries jump leads.
Quite
So
right.
I always carry jump leads.
Do you know what I bought
And a tow
recently?
rope.
Because my friend Jill has it. An air compressor that you can plug into your car.
Yeah, I've got one of those too.
You're talking to someone who, you know.
Yeah, no.
I still don't know how to pump my tyres up.
What?
I have to take it to Quickfit.
What?
To pump my tyres up.
What?
I do.
Right, I'm taking you to the garage
No,
after this. I'm going to
I'm
show
good.
you.
There are certain things in life that I've gotten this far that I've escaped it.
But hang on. I mean, so I'm there with Sue's dad with the jump leads and the inflator, the tyre inflator, right? But he also has a tow rope and a winch fitted to his Land Rover
Obviously.
to help
Well, he's
anyone
got a Land
that
Rover, he has
needed
to.
rescuing. I love that.
No, but a Land Rover, come on, most Land Rovers do spend a considerable amount of time needing towing.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Even the Queen's one broke down. You saw the Queen with Helen Mirren.
No, I didn't.
Did you not?
No.
Have you not watched it?
No.
It's quite a good one.
No.
I don't know how real it is, but I like to think that the Queen fixed her own Land Rover. Oh, that
I
looks
think she probably
good.
could.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon she probably could. Mind you, do you remember when Philip crashed one?
Are we allowed to talk about that?
I don't know. Well, it happened, wasn't it?
It did.
It did. That's why she probably need to fix it. Geraldine said, where'd you get the magic rugs from, please? I think it might come in handy in the future. The magic
They are
rugs came from
amazing.
TK Maxx, and there weren't very many left.
That
When
way,
I
TK
looked.
Maxx.
It's almost like your husband works there. Yeah. Almost. Morning,
Almost.
Monica. Morning, Claudia. Oh, Geraldine says we should share where there are noise toilets out there. Do you know the other thing that I was reminded of? There's a pub in St Breward, and I know that we've got viewers in St Breward, and they'll know exactly the
Where's
pub
St
I mean.
Breward?
Cornwall.
Right,
It's the highest pub in Cornwall,
right.
and you have to really breathe in and be quite athletic to kind of actually manage to shut the door. That's really tight.
Oh, right, I'm with you now.
Yeah. Now,
I'm not sure this is the pub for me.
No. So I spent a lot of time pregnant in Cornwall.
Yes.
And we'd go.
Do not get any ideas.
No,
You're done.
No, I'm done. Done. Anyway, and they do a really nice Sunday carvery there.
Fair
so,
enough.
you know, you got to feed a pregnant woman, right? But as I was getting bigger and bigger, this door, the number of times I shut Freddie in the door, and it is a problem. The number of toilets that are just not suited to pregnant women.
Shame.
And yeah, and I really think there should be an app.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
You know, that says where more comfortably sized
There has to be an app
toilets are.
designer out there.
And we had a great name for it, which was the Fat app, and would work beautifully.
That
right?
is a really good idea. Right, who's an app writer?
Because it was a problem. It was a real problem. The other thing was parking spaces, and I used to get filthy looks with people where I didn't have a child seat in my car, parking in the parent parking. But when you have to wait for half an hour for someone to come back from doing their shopping,
Fair enough.
because they've parked too close and you can't actually physically fit your bump back into your own car, that's when you start on the parent parking. Is
I've
this
just
gonna look
realised
good?
I've done this upside down. That one's upside down, this one's the right way round.
We're friends, it doesn't matter.
No,
It
but
just
Lisa's
means that-
watching.
She's probably got to go for her own show.
Oh, there we go.
So
I
there-
won't mind.
Might get away with it.
I doubt
might
it.
get away with
I
it.
get this rude message. You used my fabric the wrong way
Now,
round.
this is just one of the things that you can do from the
Yeah.
book,
Exactly.
which is called...
Sizzle quilts, which I've hidden over here.
Yeah.
If you want to show everybody the book.
There we go. Sizzle quilts.
But if you flick through them, you can see
gonna
all the...
flick.
Because look at that border. That would be amazing.
They do indeed
But
sizzle.
you can see with the different
Hang on.
fabrics.
This is rather fabulous. Becky Goldsmith. Cool. I mean, that is a bit of a showstopper, isn't
It
it?
really is.
So this is the border that we're doing at the moment.
And that's what I meant, is that I know the book is sensational. It really is.
Well, there's your yardage. Good job. Oh, look, she's very precise.
She really is. And that's what I mean. It's the pictures are exceptionally good. And if you are an FPP person wanting to get a little bit more advanced on it, it's a really good book to have a go on. Because
like
things
this, 'cause
like
she
this,
even shows
exactly.
you
And
how
that's
to
what I mean.
decrease
The way
bulk.
she's put them together, it's a really good little book.
Oh.
So it's a case you definitely will up your skills with this book as you go along.
So I guess the thing is, you can either applique these on, or you can EPP them,
Yeah, you could EPP them if you want.
or just needle
Needle turn
applique is what I'm actually trying to say, but just wrongly. Oh, this is rather fabulous.
No, it's gorgeous. And but if you go back a page, over here you can see it's 5 inches by 6 inches. And if you did want to do it with this block and the kit we've got with it, the block is 10 inches. So you
So
can
do
put a
2 of
2-inch sashing
Nice.
in between 5 of those blocks, and you can easily then make a gorgeous little quilt out of that.
Oh, it's just rather lovely, isn't it?
It's very, very special.
Oh, look at that. Oh, she's a clever lady. There you go, there are all your
Guess what
templates
I
there.
did?
What have you done?
I forgot to turn the bloody thing around.
Oh, John. Do you know the other thing that you could do with this? You could cut out multiples
Not do that.
and just have them so that
Exactly. Go look like little baby octopuses. Right. So I need it
I'd
to go.
like to show people how to not do stuff as well as to do stuff.
Yeah. Don't do what I just did. Yeah. That'll
All of
do.
that.
I think that'll do.
Someone said, am I going to let you use my platinum? No,
No, definitely not.
not today.
No, not today. I'm having a really good day of breaking things
No.
and doing it wrong.
Yes.
Rude.
It's all right. It's all good.
I'm a bit scared about doing the Tilda quilt today.
Oh, Geraldine says that you crease her up.
You're welcome. So how is the move going?
You know, when you just get to that befuddled and bemused stage where you don't quite know which way up. I've got
Yep.
bits of furniture here, there and everywhere. Bits of furniture arriving, bits of furniture coming directly from shops.
Perfect.
Um,
So you're in that in-between stage where you're about to commit the blue murder.
yeah.
Yep, that's normal.
I feel, you know, I am the swan gliding,
Yeah, it's got to be done.
paddling like Billy O'Below.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
got to be done.
Yeah. So if I don't make sense at the moment, it's because, you know,
I'm here.
also, Mara says that she's had severe stomach cramps all night.
Oh no!
She's just hoping she's not pregnant. She would name it. Well, my name is Mary. There are so many things
we
that
are
I
due
could
one of those, aren't we?
absolutely say there that would just get us taken off air. Oh, John, yeah, says Gillian, you are so going to have a session with the compressor in your car.
Oh, is that Gillian Aird?
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
It was her who did it. We went to a quilt retreat, and
Your fault.
one of the quilt retreats, and for some reason somebody needed an air compressor. A tire had gone flat or something.
Yeah.
Jill just whipped it out, and I'm like, and she's South African as well, so you're like, oh, eager. She just
Amazing.
whipped out this compressor, and yeah, all was right in the world. And I thought she was making it up that you can get them on Amazon for like 20 quid.
No, they're really useful.
Very.
Because I always, when I mow the lawn, I always...
Now look, they're both the right way round as
Hang on,
well.
I'll give him his moment, then I'll finish my story. I tend to mow over brambles and stuff, and it pierces the tyres. So I always have to inflate my tyres before I... Yeah, looks good, doesn't it?
Oh, that looks really good.
Yeah. Oh, Sue said no, he generally used to winch to help the idiot who tried to park on a beach or took a muddy lane too fast.
Did you see the Land Rover that got washed out to sea
No.
in Cornwall because somebody had parked
Whoops.
on the beach
Oh.
with a giant big sign saying, please don't park on the beach? And their
Okay.
£45,000 Land Rover got washed out to sea.
So, I may or may not have got a 7.5 ton horse box stranded on a beach. To be fair, I got there very, very early on a Maybank holiday, and I parked beautifully, took my horses swimming in the sea, had a lovely time,
Oh, divine.
beautiful. By the time that I'd got back, the beach had filled up, and the really compacted sand that I needed to drive out, they'd all parked on it.
You know I'm always on your side. So they were at fault.
Bank holiday.
No, I know.
How are you going to get anyone to help you when you've got no signal on a bank holiday on a beach?
That's Cornwall. There's no signal.
Luckily, I managed bit of digging, and then it turns out that if you use a bit of rug or carpet,
Sorry.
you can get enough traction on the
Oh,
sand
wow.
to then get
See,
yourself
I learned
out.
that from Top Gear as well.
Oh, well, I think I taught them.
Probably.
And, yeah.
That looks amazing. Thank you for that.
So my friend George is just at the bar with 2 horses. Whilst I'm busily working up a set. And at this point, I am 5 weeks pregnant and have no idea. It was the day after I ended up in hospital, strangely enough, with the stomach cramps. I thought I just had a hangover that wouldn't go.
Because that's happened before as well.
Right. And digging. There's me digging out this horse box on the beach.
Oh my gosh.
Wearing a wetsuit because I've just taken the horses swimming. So
That
you know,
is pretty special though, being able to take your horses and swimming.
that happens to me.
Yeah.
Will probably happen again.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
look how beautiful that looks.
Rather lovely.
And you can see by using the same fabric and fussy cutting it out, that looks amazing.
It really does.
So yep, that's the Sizzle Quilt book.
I kind of want to do this somewhere anyway.
Well, I did wonder whether you could just do an applique quilt, just doing those designs.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to do a wall hanging and just having that at the top.
But I did wonder if you had really big, you know that duffel bag you did the other day?
My duffel bag.
You know that gorgeous duffel bag
The
you
rain
did?
duffel bag.
Yep.
Yeah.
That on the side of the duffel bag could look quite amazing as well. And because
Instead of like Adidas Go Faster Stripes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it is the rain, which
It can be
means
Natasha Lee, not Fleur de Lis, Natasha Lee. Or Sizzle Lee.
Sizzle.
Sizzle Lee quilts. Why not?
There's an option.
But there's so many options with it. But it is a really lovely book. And I have to
we-
say, these FPPs are amazing.
She's very pleased with herself. I would
She
too.
is.
Yeah.
Can we go there and we can just show people just how beautiful these blocks are? Because
I
they
thought you were
are a
gonna say how
little
beautiful she is.
overwhelming. Oh,
Very beautiful.
look at those. And they're two
Gorgeous.
different colourways. They're exactly the same quilt, just in 2 different colourways.
It changes it so dramatically, doesn't it?
It really does.
You see, my best friend Emma, she loves reds and I love blues, so that's
Oh,
the perfect book for
exactly.
us.
That's a gorgeous
There you
book,
go.
this. Really good.
There we go.
So there we go.
John, have we reached the end, or have I got to stitch more stuff?
Well, you can stitch the rest of the block if you like. You've been going great guns at it. As long as that Lisa over there is not going to be upset with me. Now, I'm hoping you will find a use for the remainder of these.
That will go in one of our scrap bags.
And one of those.
In our scrap bags.
Perfect.
I have some great ideas for our new scrap bags, by the way.
Tell me.
I can't tell you.
Why?
Because you'll tell everybody and it's a surprise.
I don't tell anybody anything. I'm a vault, I am.
Everyone, everything,
Rude.
and you know it.
Rude.
You know it.
One thing you do need, my love, is a bin.
I've got Gemma's handbag.
She's not here,
I
so there's
know.
no bin anymore.
There's a bin, there's just one out there.
Okay.
Right.
Because look at all this detritus that you've made me do over here.
That'll go in that one.
What one? Oh! What about paper?
No, not paper.
Not paper. What about that?
That's paper.
No, that's got a little bit of...
Yeah, but this stuffs things. That stuffs things.
Ah, right, I'll leave that with you.
That stuffs bolster cushions and bean bags and things like that.
No, I'm very excited because we're going to go do our tilde quilt.
You're going to go and have some lunch first?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you know I'm not allowed to eat calories anymore.
Were you eating air?
Because I can't go to South Africa fat. I have to be thin. I know. Can't.
Do you come CrossFit with me? Oh, no.
Do you want to know how somebody does It's like when someone's a vegan.
You'd just be cross.
How do you
wouldn't
know when someone's doing CrossFit or they're a vegan?
Does it tell you?
Yeah.
Within the first second?
I have to say, I've looked at everybody who's ever done CrossFit and thought, oh my God, you're a machine. It's amazing. I think your dedication is phenomenal. I am literally certain my spine will crumble by just walking in the room. I would just disintegrate on the spot there and become a little puddle of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a look.
It's a bit of a, it's a really good phenomenon. Everybody who goes into it looks amazing. So good luck to that.
Thanks, I will
I'm
look
not
forward
quite sure I'm built
to
for it.
that. Right, everybody.
I'm built more for sitting on the sofa watching Netflix.
Comfort, not speed.
Definitely comfort, not speed. Look at the way you stitch versus what I do.
Crikey,
What
there
on
goes the
earth
lorry.
was that?
I
Was
think-
that your lorry falling down the hill? As your truck hit the side of the building now.
Don't joke, did I put the handbrake on? We've got to go. See you
It's
later.
100% a Jane problem.
That would be my insurance problem. Bye then, everyone.
Bye, see you soon.